friends, do you still remember those good old mobile game franchises, like Near Orbit, Vanguard Alliance, Modern Combat, Asphalt, etc.? Yes, they were all created by Gameloft, which I believe was one of the best video game companies back in the 2000s and early 2010 eras. But as time passed, more than 90% of their older games had been delisted from Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Now, here's the thing, will all those older games ever come back? But first, let us see what Gameloft is doing nowadays. The Gameloft, which we all knew, is now mainly focusing on the console and PC markets, making mobile-level live service games for consoles and PC. Gameloft used to make various types of high-quality mobile games from different genres, like Nova 3, as you can see in the gameplay running in the background. Now some people might even not believe that this game, that is Nova 3, was released more than a decade ago. No other studio had ever achieved this kind of high-quality standard in mobile games like Gameloft in those times, except some companies like EA. But we will talk about them in another video. Unfortunately, Gameloft is now making free-to-play games, full of microtransactions, which they already started back in the mid-2000s, with games like Modern Combat 5 and Asphalt 9. Yeah, they literally ruined the sequels of our favorite franchises. And I will never forgive them for doing this. In reality, Gameloft's modern PC and console games are really no match with those generations of mobile games. I am not against Gameloft for doing this, their games are still good, but they do not have the charm which carried the brand up to the top position during those times. Anyways, now let's go to the main point of our video. Are there still chances for those good old Gameloft games to return to Google Play Store and Apple App Store? And the answer is, unfortunately, a big no. There's no way which I think left for Gameloft to bring back those older titles. Well, let me explain. Most of their older mobile games were based on different IPs, which simply belonged to other brands or companies. Even though there's no official clarification, there's high chance that those games were removed due to licensing and rights issues. For example, games like Spider-Man Unlimited, Ultimate Spider-Man Total Mayhem HD, Captain America the Winter Soldier, or games like Batman The Dark Knight Rises, which was launched for iOS and Android exclusively. All these games were made through proper licensing from Marvel Games and Warner Bros. Interactive. Rights issue is a common issue which still exists in modern gaming, no matter what the platform it is. And that's why games often gets delisted for indefinite period of time from the digital stores. So even if Gameloft someday decides to bring those games back, they maybe cannot, because Marvel or WB might not want this to happen. Let's be real, they don't want us to remember the old phases of Marvel or DC movies or series, okay? And this also happens with PC and console games based on any movie. Also think, out of 10 people, how many of them will actually purchase the games from the store? Not because they don't want to, but rather because they might not want to lose the access of their games which they bought. And this is true, this also happened with me long ago. But on the other hand, due to heavy licensing fees, lack of mutual agreements between Gameloft and the other studios or publishers, and less scope for profits, we might never see these games coming back any day on Google Play Store or the App Store. Or simply, Gameloft just doesn't want to make their older games compatible with modern mobile devices and hardwares, so they ended up removing all of them from the digital storefronts. But hey friends, this is reality. All these types of things, especially in case of gaming and video games, mostly never happen in favor of normal consumers like us. Ultimately, all these things mostly ends up on the side of profits and business stuff. Probably that's why most video game companies never thinks about game preservations and preserving all their older games, which must be accessed on modern hardwares without any issues or compromises. This is again another big issue for PC and console games that even exists in this era. Like, if you do go to Steam right now and search for Activision's Spider-Man games, the old Transformers games, those TMNT games, they are all gone now. And this is the scenario with mobile games too. Heck, Gameloft even suffered through massive losses, so this was totally predictable to happen. But now some of you friends might be thinking, what about Gameloft's original game series, like Modern Combat, Nova, Gangster, or the previous Asphalt games? Well again, there's still no chance for their revival too. Just like I said moments ago, companies don't want you to remember their content from older generations, as they want their player base to shift to the latest content in order to earn much higher profits. For example, Modern Combat 4 is a paid game, but full of immersive first-person shooter experience. On the other hand, its sequel Modern Combat 5 is a free-to-play game, but has a very much shorter campaign and is also full of microtransactions and loot boxes, which gives totally a bad experience, unlike its prequels. Both the games are very much different from one another, but on a serious note, I enjoyed Modern Combat 4's 0-hour story campaign 1,000 times more than Modern Combat 5. Modern Combat 5 is totally focused on online multiplayer shooter things, and that's why I was unable to enjoy Modern Combat 5. But maybe Gameloft is earning a lot from their multiplayer and online video games, and probably that's why they have shifted their business models totally. So even if we want Gameloft's OG games to come back, Gameloft might not see much profit from their older games. Also, there could be licensing issues regarding some pieces of music or soundtracks and all, which can be licensed again, but we all know why game companies or publishers won't do that, because sometimes we never know the story of the other side. So friends, here's the conclusion: the old Gameloft games will never gonna relist on the mobile stores. So hey, if you are totally serious about playing those good old Gameloft games, if you have never played them before, then you have the right to play them, as Gameloft is not selling them legally to you. You know what I mean, but please, don't keep your digital security at stake while doing so for a video game. Please maintain cautions. But yes, I want to be proved wrong. I wish that Gameloft again starts making mobile games like before in the future and fills in the gap of good AAA mobile games in the gaming market. Also friends, don't forget to tell us which Gameloft games are your favorite, and which ones you use to play the most. And with that being said friends, thank you so much for watching our video. Wishing you all a great day ahead, and I will see you in this video or in the next one.